Silver Talk, what you talking about? If it ain't about money, better walk it out. JT and Eli about to plot it out. This is Silver Talk, let's start it now.
Oh boy, what is up, guys? Hey,
you okay, JT?
Hey, what's up, Eli? What's going on, my man?
I'm good. Now it's not about me. Are you okay?
I'm good, bro. I'm good.
You sure?
I'm good.
You need some time off?
I don't got no sick days.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you definitely don't. You definitely don't.
Oh, wow.
All right, so I can take this off, right?
Yeah, you're good. You're good, man.
Oh,
You're
gosh.
Good.
Oh, gosh.
You're good.
You sure?
I think I got the silver flu.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. I'm going to take this off.
Hey,
all right.
What is up, guys? Thank you so much for joining us for another episode of Silver Talk. We have our gracious host, Eli from Urban Lifestyle, and I'm JT from JT Corn Rings. Thank you guys for showing up.
Yeah, should I remain on this live?
Yeah, I feel good, man. I feel good.
Okay. All right. Awesome. Well, like I said, my name is Eli from Urban Lifestyle, and that's JT from JT Cornering. How's everybody doing today?
I'm doing okay.
Awesome.
Doing okay, I see.
Awesome.
Is that you, Rona?
Awesome.
Oh, wow. They off the hook.
All right.
It's a little silver flu. I can't wait for the silver prices to go back up.
Awesome. But JT, how was your week, man?
I had a pretty good week, Eli, man. A very wealthy and productive week. How about yourself?
Hey, it's been a great week. Can't say anything about it. Beautiful week. Whole bunch of stuff happening, but it's not something I'm gonna put on here and say on here. But it was a great week nonetheless. Family's good. As long as the family's okay, I'm okay. I got my health. I got my wealth. I'm okay.
I know that's right. Most definitely.
I don't know about you, JT. You got your wealth? I mean, your health?
I got health.
Yeah, okay.
But
Awesome.
I won't say much about wealth, you know.
Awesome.
You got enough to put some beans on the plate.
Awesome. All right. But all right. Let's see who is in the chat right now, JT. Let's see who's
Right. We have our faithful subscribers. We have Trojan the Magician. He's in right now. We also have Ready. Okay.
awesome.
We also have our friend AU Hoarder. Thank you so much for coming. T Hagen. Is that the Rona? He's in as well. Timothy Mack. Thank you so much for coming in. We have a new subscriber I haven't seen. Jessica Main. Thank you, Jessica, for coming in. And we also have Michael M. Which came in. He just came in earlier to see if JT's gonna be fired again.
He almost, especially the way he came on, but almost, not yet. We haven't seen any mistakes yet.
Stacking and packing. Thanks again, guys, for coming in. And if you are in the chat, leave a comment so you will be acknowledged as well.
Awesome. Well, guys, welcome to another episode of Silver Talk. This is awesome to have you on here. And if you guys would like to support, we have plenty of ways to support. You guys can support, of course, by leaving a thumbs up, leaving a like, and leaving a subscribe. If you're not subscribed, whether you're on JT's channel, whether you're on the Urban Lifestyle channel, all right? And also, another way you can support is take advantage of the links down in the description below. If you want a free stock on Robinhood, we have that option. If you want some awesome books that I believe you guys should definitely read, check and look down in the description below, and you guys see that right there. And also some silver accessories that I like to use, whether it be capsules, whether it be flips, and if you're into pouring, all those accessories that I like to use is down in the description below as well. And also, JT, we have something new. I just released a membership to the Urban Lifestyle channel. All right. And it's a whole bunch of exclusive content. So pretty much we have 3 memberships so far. It's Baby Urban, Teen Urban, and Urban Adult. Baby Urban is $199. And you have early access to all the videos way before they come out. So I know I have a whole bunch of videos that just in the backlog of the channel that I just haven't released yet. And you have access to all that. You get to see all that and let me know what you think, or if you think I should have elaborated on something. You also have creative rights like, hey, Urban, you forgot to mention this on there before you go public with it. You can add this to it, and I can also take it down and then redo it and then add on to it.
Okay.
Right. And Teen Urban which is $3.99. You get rough cuts and bloopers. I have a whole bunch of stuff on there, like behind the scenes. Like even for this planning session, me and JT, we had an excellent communication yesterday. And we recorded it, and we went so much in details of the topics that we have today. And to be honest with you, some of those details that we went over is not going to be on this because we can't remember. We was just freestyling it just to have an idea of what we're going to talk about. So some of those stuff.
I got short-term memory loss, so I forgot everything we talked about yesterday.
So that's on there as well. And you also have exclusive membership only video for the Teen Urban membership. Okay, so that's like Eli's thoughts and behind the scenes, and like I said, rough cuts and bloopers. I know I have one up there already, and there's also playlists on there. And also we have the Urban Adult or the Adult Urban, which is $5.99. And this one you have access to everything on videos where like, hey, how to get an infinite white background, and I have that one up on there. I want to do some stuff like people see me do a whole bunch of things on YouTube and they want to learn, so I created a membership, and it also has my personal email that nobody has, that you can actually email me or let me know, hey, Urban, how did you do this, how did you do that, and we can communicate that way. And at the same time, a whole bunch of stuff like people's asking me, hey, Eli, how do you do where you show up on one side of the screen and you clone yourself and you come up? I'm planning on doing that one and releasing that one today after this whole Silver Talk. So it's not something that you have to do. It's just an extra perk for the channel if you guys want to see behind the scenes stuff and extra content from the Urban Lifestyle channel. And at the same time, with the Urban Adult, I also have old videos. I'm talking about like 2010, 2013 music videos that's cringy and man, I was debating if I should put them up on there. It's been private on my video ever since I actually switched it to the Urban Lifestyle channel. It's been private. And it's just like stuff before when I had an afro, before the dreads came in, before all that. We're talking about 2012, 2011, and between 12, 11, and 13. Some old school stuff on there. So that's just the way you guys can support as well. And also, you guys can also check out the Urban Lifestyle channel or Urban Lifestyle website, which is urblifestyle.com. All right. Yeah, that was a long commercial. I'm losing my breath real quick. Whew. But JT, let's go into the precious metals weekly update.
Awesome.
How did gold, how did silver, how did platinum, how did palladium do throughout the entire week? Right now, current prices for gold is at $1,701.72, and the week's high for gold was $1,729.21, which means from last week to this week, gold lost about $27.48, which is a 1.59% decrease for gold. All right, and to be honest with you, we talked about this last week, and yeah, it's good that it's coming down, but it's not. Gold is not to my price yet. I wanted in between 14 to 15, even 13. Anything below 1,400, that's a good buying price. I do want to expand my my position in gold. Okay, and pretty much I know JT, you're buying fractional gold, and I know you want you want to get more at a reasonable price too as well, right?
Yes, most definitely. I would love to have gold back to 1,100. I think I took advantage then real fast, but we never know what the cards may give us. So
awesome. Well, if we take a look at silver within the past week, silver right now current price is at $15 exact. All right, the week's high for silver is $15.53, and the week's low for silver is $14.76. And the week's change, which means silver lost about 28 cents, which is a 1.83% decrease for silver. Okay. Now for silver, it really doesn't matter because no matter what the spot price is, we can't get it at spot. And we actually talked about that yesterday. That's what the conversation when we was planning Silver Talk. That's what me and JT was talking about as well. Like it doesn't really matter what spot is, and I just like to view spot as a measuring stick. Okay. Now platinum price within the past week is at current price for platinum is at $770.63, and the week's high for platinum is $884. All right, which means platinum lost from last week to this week $1.48, which is a 0.19% decrease. And palladium current price is at $1,935.76. The highs for palladium was $2,101.72. So palladium from last week to this week lost $93.52, which is a 4.62% decrease for palladium. Okay. Now let's see, how did the markets do? We can see the Dow Jones right now is at over 23,000 points. The S&P 500 is at over close to 3,000 points, and the NASDAQ is over 8,000 points. Okay. Now, JT, let's see what's been going on within the past week. All right. So the numbers came out from the last quarters, right? And it says the U.S. economy shrinks 4.8% as the virus ends the longest expansion in history. What's your thoughts on that?
Well, the crazy thing about this situation that we're going through, this pandemic, has made a lot of things break records. Like the longest streak, like say over 12 years of a good of an economy. We knew it was going to be a downturn at some moment. This right here made a downturn seem like a snowball going downhill. It's taking everything with it, jobs and everything. So it makes a recession even worse because we don't know. We have an unseen force that's sweeping as well. So this right here is just showing that we don't know what's going to go on afterwards. We don't know how we're going to react and how we're going to fix it, and if jobs going to be the same when this is all through. Is the economy going to recover? We have no clue because we never experienced this. I never experienced this before. So in our economy, we don't know how jobs are going to look after this stuff clears up. Because even if we clear up the pandemic, and get that under control, we still got to rebuild United States and worldwide businesses.
Correct.
People want to start working again. People want to start paying their bills again. There's so many things that this has affected. So we have to be real diligent in our in building things back up.
100%, 100%. Even Warren Buffett, he said that he sold all his position in the airlines industry, and then the reasons behind that is because he feels like, all right, even after the pandemic is over, he feels like the airlines have too many planes, and plus the customers of the airlines, he don't feel like they're going to just go ahead. All right, hey, listen, the first day yesterday, coronavirus is over. Let's all fly now. So he said it's going to be a long time before they can recover. And plus, they have too many debts that they won't be able to recover, especially with slow growth. So it's like they're going to have to rebuild. So he took off. He sold his major position within 4 major airline companies. So that's big. And even those 4 major airlines, once the news broke out, they actually, their stock actually tumbled down.
Mm-hmm.
So he's pretty much in the same thing. He's pretty much in the same boat as what you just said. At the same time, the economic slump is what I'm trying to say here. It's worse since 2008. All right, that 4% drop, and they say within the next year we're looking at maybe a 30% drop. Okay, so you have to, like, it's hard to talk about because, to be honest with you, I love this country, and matter of fact, I don't want nothing to happen. You have to ask yourself. I like to say it's not because of the pandemic. The pandemic just shed a light on everything that's going on, but this as well, this was brewing. Like, I would like to say, if it wasn't for this, when would the recession have come? If it wasn't for what's going on today, would it have been a year from now? How long would the market has gone up to? We're already at a record high of 12 years, right? How long would it last? So it's stuff like that I like to think about.
Yeah, we can take a snapshot of what happened last year when we look at the economic situation.
The government shut down.
The government shut down. You look at the last year, that's almost almost 3 months. That was like a snapshot. And then first thing I learned about quantitative easing, I learned about repo, all these terms that I've never heard before was being done last year up to this point. I never knew how much trade agreements were. So these things were like introduced to us last year, and then voila, now we know how we can be affected when something like this happened, of a pandemic and economic collapse. It's one of the things that we didn't think we was going to have to prepare for.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Now, even with this, it says here that the Dow holds strong gains after the Fed's vow to use full range of tools to help prolong the damage from the virus. Now, when you look at that, like, do you feel like what the Fed's doing? They're printing money. They're trying to do so much. Even the stock market is just holding up. How long do you think that will last? Are we really helping the economy by doing all those things, like printing more money, devaluing the money that we currently have right now in circulation? And the stock market is just holding on, and people's like, a lot, especially new investors, they see that huge drop and they just see it's going up and up, and a lot more people, new investors, are just like, oh yeah, man, let's go into the stock market. Let's go into the stock market. I don't feel like the markets can hold up for that much longer. A lot of talks going like, oh, March is going to be another crash, even worse than what happened in May is going to be another crash, even worse than what happened in March. So that right there, a lot of people, like a lot of experienced investors, what they're doing is they're holding a lot of cash right now and just waiting for another drop. All right. So just doing all that. And what you think about what I said about are we really helping the economy when we're doing all these things to just, I feel like it's just a band-aid. Like, all right, hey, it's like you're in a sinking boat or a canoe, and you see water pop out, and you take some materials that you have here just to patch the hole, but you're not really just, hey, let's take this boat out the water and like fix it or get a new boat.
Right. Well, think about this. I want to put it in this perspective to answer that question. We look at what is the purpose of the stimulus. The stimulus is to give to the citizens so they can put back into the economy and stimulate some type of, the currency. The GDP, trading, all these things rely on consumer spending. Okay. So if we continue to get businesses, because we need business to operate, we need business to continue to employ and keep people gainfully employed. These things are needed to keep the business afloat, keep things moving, to bring us back to some type of normal state. Unfortunately, you have to keep on feeding this because business are not strong enough to maintain its employees. So you kind of ask yourself the question, what does it take for businesses to function as normal? Well, it takes trade. It takes money coming to that company so they can pay their employees. It takes them to be able to build the products that's needed to sell. So everyone has to be healthy. You can have all the things I need for my household at my doorstep, but if I don't have the means to pay for it, then it's not a two-way street. It's not something we need. So right now, you see them fixing and paying companies, and companies taking that money just to sustain themselves. How long will that take until they're able to stand alone? We'll be back to work and we'll be back to normal. This may take years. This may take a total of maybe 5 years. It makes me think about something I looked at last week about the state of the United States being economic world power. They believe that China and India will take the top spot, 1 and 2, and the United States will be 3. Now this pandemic, and we see the state of America, will that be true in 2030? You know, because that was 1 year, 2019, when they made this prediction based off the growth of the economies of those 2 other countries. So it's going to take us longer to get ourselves back in order from what's going on right now to get back in normal. Will that top spot be taken in 2030? We don't know. But I tell you one thing, we need to get back to a normal state.
No, of course. Hey, what you think about this? Maybe this will shine some good news. The FDA plans to announce an emergency use of the virus treatment after trial shows shortened recovery time. What's your thoughts on that? Like, they found like a certain drug that actually shortened the time of recovery for patients with the virus.
Big Uzi says JT got the glow. That's a good question. When it comes down to this vaccine, we know usually vaccines take some time to go through clinical testing, and they're using this drug to say that it's a possibility this may help, but they also release that it didn't cause the results they believe so in a further study. So it takes time. It's going to be some time that they hit do what science does and how vaccine testing goes through by going through trial and error, and it needed not to be rushed because we don't know the end results. So if they continue to do this for the course of the year, we need to make sure nothing is rushed and just put out on people, because we don't want anything to not be effective. So I appreciate seeing things like this. That means that they going in the right direction with the vaccinations, but we also have to be real wary that this stuff takes time. And I think this is also another Band-Aid to try to get things back to a normal state, but it may be too rushed.
Gotcha. No, of course. Okay. Well, I want you guys to comment down below. Let me know some of your thoughts on this topic. That's pretty much all we have for this section here. But if you guys like the support, you guys can always leave a support by liking the video, liking the live stream, leaving a subscribe to either channel, either my channel or JT Cornering's channel. And also, if you guys would like to support even more, we also have membership for the Urban Lifestyle channel. You can find it like somewhere down below where it says subscribe. It probably says join, and you guys see what we're offering there as far as membership and some exclusive content, some good stuff like that. But JT, let's see what's going on in the live chat. I see you wasn't posting nobody up on there.
Yes, I was answering them individually because you was talking.
Gotcha.
And I wanted
you can post it on the screen because I like to see them too.
Okay.
Cool.
One thing I wanted to say about the join for your membership. I found this out to be for some iPhone users. You may not see the join button for memberships on your iPhone. You have to go to your desktop computer and push the join, just in case if you have an iPhone. If you don't see the membership on your phone, go to your desktop and push for the join. Because you may not see it. So I just wanted to kind of clear that up, just in case people have problems seeing the membership for an Urban Lifestyle channel.
Gotcha.
We just got Tonto stacking into the chat. Thank you so much for showing up. Ready? Okay. It's here. We also have Bad Merrill. Thank you for showing up. And our friend Fred Gar. Timothy Mack is in the house as well. Definitely leaving some great comments that I want to bring up. Hope I can find that one as well. And we have our brother Black Steel, the newest man in the house.
Black Steel, how's everything going, bro?
And we can't forget Mia's Coins. She's
Awesome.
also here as well. And Freedom Stacker found his way into the chat. Thank you so much, Freedom Stacker, for coming as well. And Darth Stacker. He is in the chat as well. So thank you guys. We glad we got you. We got somebody new. Cyber Curtain Twitcher.
Awesome.
JT Corn Rings. I'm stacking cash right now. Premiums on both gold and silver are too high for me. Okay, I know that's right. I know that's strategy.
No, it is true. Cash right now is king right now. So definitely stack cash. I've been stacking cash, and even this month, I purchased a lot of silver last month, and I was like, you know what, this month I may just lay low. Doesn't mean if I don't find a good deal, I'm not taking it.
Right.
I mean, if I find a good deal, I'm not taking it. That doesn't mean that. I'm just saying for right now, I'm more focused on cash right now.
Yeah. I think this has definitely showed us that we have to have a well-diversified portfolio. You got to have cash. You need cash at hand to take care of immediate expenses, and also helps you to protect your stack as well. As much as we talk about the love of precious metals and the hedge of protection, we realize cash also does its job. It protects our stack, because if we have our emergency cash on point, guess what? We're not touching in a time of necessity.
Gold and silver.
That's right. So you have to have your cash, and maybe you need to step your cash game up to every 3 months, maybe 6 months, maybe a year, maybe 2 years. However you can do it. That's one thing I want to take from this lesson. I got to stack my cash game up.
And Dart Stafford said, you can still find deals, especially on Constitutional. And yeah, you do. I've seen Constitutional deals, especially in my coin shop. I have received deals on Constitutional as well. It's just for me personally, like, I had a goal as far as how much cash I want to have versus how many gold and silver I want to have. And within the past month, I kind of fell back. Like before everything went on, I was able to stack a certain amount of silver and cash as well. But at the same time, right now, I've seen that it kind of slowed down. And of course, I understand that. So I want to see if I can at least add a little bit more to the cash side, because I like I said, I went way overboard on gold and silver. Not way overboard in a sense. I still hit my goal, but I hit my goal a little bit too early, because I was supposed to add $10,000 in gold by the end of the year, but I added an extra $10,000 within the first 3-4 months of the year. So right now I'm just like, all right, let me focus on cash right now for this month.
Right, but I mean,
just for this month, it may change,
and that's a good thing. I mean, I tell you, that's definitely a good strategy, and I'm glad you was able to take care and get it early, because like you said, you never know what's going to happen at the end of the year, but at least you got that goal taken care of. Cyber Curtain Twitcher made a point. Thankfully, I've been a stacker for decades, so I'm cashing in on some of my profits from gold right now. Pretty cool.
And that's the key too. That's the key. He said he's been doing it for decades, which means you automatically win long term. A lot of people may try to get, all right, let me see if I can get some short term cash, some short term this, some short terms that. Yeah, but for the long run, which is the best way to buy gold and silver, the best way to look at gold and silver is the long term. Because over time, no doubt, I do believe it's just the price is just going to go up. And for decades, if let's just talk about 2 decades, 20 years ago in 2001, gold was at $300.
Okay.
Silver was like what, $5 in between around those prices. So you have to, long term, you can't beat the problem long term.
Most definitely. And that's a benefit. Can you imagine getting gold when it was $600 and you can sell off one coin and say I'm good? You know,
Yeah, you know?
you know, it's definitely a beautiful thing. I definitely wish I 10 years ago I could have took advantage of it.
Tell me about it. Tell me about it. I was taking advantage of other stupid stuff back 10 years ago.
Yeah.
All right, but JT, you know, we have like a little bit of I think if not 2 or 3 of the rounds left, the Silver Talk rounds. I don't know. Would you happen to have one on you right now?
Oh, look, I have this one.
Awesome.
But let me do this. I won't be biased. I don't want to be biased because, you know, I don't want to be biased. So let me do this. This is the best side. Okay.
JT, I think you're looking. You're facing the best side, the opposite direction.
And then the
camera's behind you.
This is the other side. So what I'm gonna do is, you know, there we go. That's it, guys. Look at that. Look at this. This is absolutely lovely. We can put them in capsules to protect them. I know Fred Gard do not like putting any prints on his coins or rounds. He got on me one time about that. He's like, hey, JT, where are the gloves? Awesome. And this right here is the 3.5 ounce. Look at this, how beautiful this is. And I want to show you guys, you know, look at that. Look at that.
It's real nice. It's real nice, man. The designer of that is,
yeah.
I got to thank the designer.
Yeah. I think the designer too. I think he did a good job. Eli, tell your brother, thank you so much. You know, look at this, look how beautiful this is. How much detail, how much it looks just like this sticker. You know, it looks better than a sticker, to tell you the truth. Because this is silver. This is 4 nines here. 3.5. We
did auction off the 1.5, and I do want to say thank you to Silver Wheels, who actually who actually purchased that from the Stacking Stormtrooper last Tuesday, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes,
last Tuesday. So I do want to say thank you to Silver Wheels for actually purchasing that.
Yeah. Okay. And thanks for the support, and also Darth Stacker, because Darth Stacker also put a bid in as well. And I guess I really appreciate everyone who took the time out to support our channel, because it helps out in a good way, and it helps us to do future projects. So thank you so much.
Yeah, keep the channel going, especially in times like this. Okay. Now, I do want to mention we have that on. I'm gonna see if I can get the link for you guys while JT's talking. But we actually have it on Urban Lifestyle. If you guys are wondering what are the prices for the rounds, I think, if I'm not mistaken, we only have 3 left. I like to say, I'm not too sure. We only have 3 left, but I do know once it's gone on the website, it's set up where if there's no more, it's not going to sell anymore. So it's on the Urban Lifestyle website, which is urblifestyle.com. So that's urblifestyle.com. And you go to Urban Silver somewhere on if you're on the phone, you click menu, and then you go down to Urban Silver and you'll see it right there front and center. Or if you're on the desktop, you just click it should be on the top as one of the stuff. All right, it's the Urban Silver, and you'll be able to see it there. It goes over the prices and things like that. So if you guys want to help support or get yourself around, check it out. But remember, I only think we only have 3 left. We only have 3 left, and those are going to be the only designs that we have. We're not getting no more of those. That's going to be the only one, and then we're going to create a new design. I'm going to go talk to my brother to make another design.
Yeah, I like your brother. Your brother's pretty talented.
Yeah, he gets it all from me. I teach him everything he knows.
Okay, next. Next.
Awesome.
Cool question. We got a question I want to pull up, and this is just something in terms. This is from Ready OK. At JT, not sure if you saw my question. Would you suggest pooling your money and buying smaller amounts of gold or larger amounts of silver? What do you think about that, Eli?
When you say pooling, like
putting money together to get a discount.
No, of course. If it's the source that you trust, if it's the source, like, you know, like me and JT, we talked about that before. Matter of fact, we actually did that for us to get the silver rounds and to get a better, the Silver Talk rounds to get a better deal on it. So, I trust JT, and my relationship with JT is cool. It's just certain people, as long as you trust the person, or if it's like a family member and you're like, or is another silver stacker in your community that you're close with. I myself, there's nobody in my immediate circle besides JT that that I know before this community that collect silver.
Mm-hmm.
Right, so it's a bit hard, but there's people out there. They probably have a community, maybe a group of 5 of them. But even with other channels, I know somebody with a bigger channel said, "Hey, if you guys want to buy this, let's put together," and that went great, and he distributed it. So if you can do that, of course, especially the more ounces you buy, the cheaper the prices will get.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea. That's a great idea because you will take advantage of getting lower deals the more you buy. I know when you do silver shot, and since I'm now taking some silver shots, so I can do some pours at a later time. I found out when you order maybe 100 ounces, what you receive is a great discount, at least $1, almost closer to $1.50 off. So I think this is a good idea. If you can find some people that you trust, that can pull the money together to get a cheaper price, will be awesome.
All right, and I do want to say, Michael M. You never hit me back up, bro. Email me for last week giveaway for the 2.5 ounce of silver. Email me, bro.
Yeah, Michael M. just made a comment. Says, "Man, I want to try carving at JT Cornry's face into leather, but I don't think it will translate well. I wonder why."
Now it'll be great. It'll be great. All you got to do is make sure you get that extra shine on top of it. Give it that buff it out. It'll look just like JT.
As you see here on the side, okay, I can point inside. You see my forehead here. You see the shade that's going around it. Well, in the middle is the shine. If you look at Silver Talk Instagram, you see what Eli posted on me and see how that shine goes, how the illumination in the middle layer of my head, just all great thoughts and energy, all positivity come out,
Speaking of Silver Talk Instagram, you guys can also follow us on Instagram for Silver Talk. Links are down in the description below.
Okay.
All right. Well, JT, I wanted to bring out a new segment. It's called Community Thoughts. So I've taken a couple of polls, and I just wanted to, within the past 2 weeks, and I just wanted to shed light on them and just to see like what the community is thinking all together. Okay. So the first poll I took was, did you guys experience, do you guys think we will experience gold price correction soon? That was based off the video I did, a topic we did last time on Silver Talk. And then we had 31% says, yes, I think gold will go to in between 14 to 1500 within the next few months. And then 36% says no, gold will not fall past 1,600. All right. And 33% says gold will not fall. It's going over 2,000 and beyond. All right. 33% said that. So we have 31% say, yeah, it's going to go down. 36% say it won't go down beyond 1,600. And then we have 33% that says gold will go beyond $2,000. What's your thoughts based on everything you know about gold, JT? What do you think?
The question is, do I think that gold will go down?
Yeah, price correction. What are your thoughts? Do you think that it'll go below 14, 15, or you think it won't pass 16? It won't fall below 1,600, or would it go beyond 2,000? Just your simple thoughts.
Yeah, I think that gold will have it go through a correction. I think it will go to a lower spot price, but I think the interest will still stay high.
Gotcha. Exactly, especially with times like this, right?
Yeah, and I
believe the same thing too.
Yeah, so I really think that it will drop down, not anything too significant, but it'll be enough when people start selling off. I think that it will get to a certain point that it dropped maybe $100, maybe $150.
Gotcha. All right. So we took another poll, and this one's totally different. It was like, how many of you guys would like the economy to open back up and run the risk? This is something that's been talking about a lot. He's like, oh no, the economy should stay closed. Make sure we curve the pandemic levels. Stay home and let's figure this out. But some people's like, hey, listen, we need to go back to work. And I took the poll, and 62% of the community said we should open it back up and take the chance. And 38% of the community says no, we should keep it closed. Lives are more important. Now, I was talking to JT, and it was just a different perspective because I was like, hey, you know what? I think we should probably just keep it closed and make sure that we get through this. But JT shed the light on me. He was like, Eli, listen, you can't look at it that way. You have to look at it as in, hey, you sheltered yourself from this. You planned for this a while back. You was able to save money. You was able to let's call it. But what about the people that didn't do that? What about the people that didn't have the opportunity, like I did, to actually save up and be okay? Because in times like this, I'm like, hey, okay, it's just a vacation, a long vacation. I'm okay. I get to spend time with my mom. I get to spend time with my kids, and I get to spend time with my wife, and I'm free.
Mm-hmm.
Right. But JT's like, what about the people that's not doing that? You have to look at their mindset. And I was like, dang it, JT, you're right.
Mm-hmm.
You're right. I can't look at it that way. I have to look at it. What if I was in this situation? My whole mindset would be totally different. I'd be like, hey, listen, I got to pay the bills, man. Let's open up this economy. True. So it makes sense. And the whole epiphany I had on this is all of our decision, every last decision you will ever make is based on one thing, the dollar bill.
Mm-hmm.
Dollar bill can change the way you think. All right. So if you had like I told JT this, Kanye West said it best. Having money isn't everything. Not having it is.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Sure. So it's just, I'm like, it just made me look at myself at a different level. Hey, not saying me. I'm just like, man, listen, I'm thinking at it all wrong. I'm thinking all wrong because the way I think right now is not the way a Bill Gates would think. The way I'm thinking right now is not the way Donald Trump would think. Because you think at a different level when based on your wealth. Mm-hmm. Right. What's your thoughts on the whole poll, JT?
I mean, I think it was a good poll because I think having a conversation is very important, and getting people's view on it can help you kind of shape yours and kind of help you gain a better perspective. I do understand people worrying about the spread, and I'm worried about it as well. Mm-hmm. I'm taking every precaution. I work in the health field, so I'm at the hospital every day, maybe late, but every day. Mm-hmm. So I understand that we have to worry about that as well. But I have family members. I've heard the stories of people who are not working and they're in desperation because they can't pay their bills. I even hear horror stories about rental complexes not putting people out by eviction based off of rent, but finding other means, other stipulations to find a reason to put them out. So they're working the opposite way. They're not putting them out for evictions. They're putting them out because maybe they had a dog. And now they're making false claims. These are things I'm hearing. I hear about people, 30 million people filing for unemployment. I hear about people not able to get through unemployment. I hear about people not getting their stimulus checks until maybe in September. So all the tools and vehicles to help, some people are not getting. So I think that in order to keep things flowing, we may need to open things up systematically. Now, saying that, we can't open it up full force. I do disagree with that addict of just making things normal again, because this is not normal times and businesses are not operating on normal stance anymore. We have to do it in a systematic way.
No, of course, 100%, 100%. Okay. Now, going on to another poll, I was like, are you guys buying stocks or are you guys buying gold and silver? All right. So 14% of the people that took the poll said, I'm buying stocks. So remember, this is just what the community is thinking. All right. This is not like outside. This is just people in the community, people like us who likes buying gold and silver. So 14 says, I'm buying stocks. 53% say, I'm just buying gold and silver. And 34% says, I'm buying both for diversification. Now, if I were to have to pick one, if I was able to take the poll, I would put I'm buying both for diversification because I do have stocks right now, but I did put a pause on buying stocks because the way I look at it is I'm looking at it the same way I buy gold and silver. All right, I have a decent amount of gold and silver, but to be honest with you, I'm up in my position with gold and silver, and I want to be down right now. Like I said, I told JT, hey, I'm happy when I was happy when I was like $3,000 below because I was able to buy so much. So I've seen it with stocks. I have a couple of stocks, and it's not a big position on all the stocks that I have, but I want to turn them into a big position and wait for a pullback so I can buy up some more. And that's just my scenario. A lot of people are like, hey, you know what? I'm staying away from stocks because I don't believe the economy will recover or whatever, such and such. But I'm looking at it the same way I'm looking at it for gold and silver. I'm not saying that, hey, I'm expecting the economy to recover within the next 2 years, 3 years. I'm saying, hey, I'm expecting it to recover at some point. So it's a long-term mindset. Like, let's put it this way. Gold and silver, 2011 was all-time high. It fell down. And how long did it take for gold to recover? Because gold hasn't even hit its all-time highs yet. And it's been like, what, almost 9 years. So it's more of a long-term aspect when you look at it. Okay. Right. What's your thoughts on that, JT? Like, you're probably not into stocks. What's your thoughts?
Well, my thing is this. We have to look at what's going on. So I wrote some points down from that poll that I thought may be helpful for people who are in stocks, or even if when I start to get more aggressive when it's the right time. I think buyers should beware. You also, before you invest in a company, you got to ask this question: what is the health of the company? Did it hold strong during the pandemic? What was the Q1 and Q2 report card, and what are the future projections? So if you understand what most companies are doing, which is responsible, they tell you their quarter one and their quarter two finance sheet. They say, okay, we have to, be more cash heavy. We have to sell off. We have to lay off. You understand what that company did during this pandemic, and you understand what they're going to do in future projections. I think people are being led like the Pied Piper is when they actually see prices still standing and looking good. Stock prices are looking at a standstill. They look like they're rising. I think that is from what the federal government has given them, and they may be doing what we did not want them to do, which is buy back their own stocks. So we have to wait for things to bottom out, and we have to get back to normal. People start working, companies selling and producing. Then we can see if it's really a good thing to invest in. We also got to look to see if a company has filed bankruptcy during this time, because then we know that it may be some things that need to be taken care of in future days to come. So right now, I think it's a smoke screen, and we need to focus more on studying what we put our money to in the stock market, because we've been tricked in previous years. I just learned about buybacks because why? It's one of those things that's been hidden.
Gotcha. Makes sense. Okay. Now, also remember, when it comes to diversification, Stacking and Packing also mentioned, hey, listen, stock is not the only way to invest in stuff. There's a whole bunch of different stuff you can invest in. But like I said, always do your research on whatever you plan to invest in. All right. You can invest in crypto. You can invest in gold and silver. You can invest in real estate. There's a whole bunch of things that you can invest in. Just make sure you do your research and understand what you're investing in. But the last poll within the community thoughts is, are you guys buying and sell, or are you guys buying or selling your gold and silver right now? And 2% says, I'm selling it all. 3% says, I'm selling some. And 53% says, nope, I'm just buying. And 42% says, I'm not buying. I'm not doing nothing right now. Doing nothing right now. So we can see a small percentage in the community that took the poll says, hey, you know what? I'm selling it all. A lot of people, hey, at times like this, I don't blame them for it. If they feel like, hey, you know what? I'm not getting any cash right now. I'm not working right now, and I need to sell it. Hey, that's what the silver is there for. Just next time, if you do plan to come back in, just make sure, hey, you protect yourself from that. Hey, what if something happens, or what if something else happens? That's why I always say, hey, diversify your cash. Diversify your always have cash for emergencies. And so you won't have to just go ahead and, hey, let me just go and sell this gold and silver. Because savings, this gold and silver is a good savings account as well. Okay. Now, that could also go for the 3% that says, hey, I'm just selling some. I'm just selling a little bit, just some of them. Now, the 53% says, nope, I'm just buying. It could be from an aspect of, hey, you know what? This is a great time. I do believe that it's going to shoot to the moon and within the next 3 years, because it's showing the same symptoms that it showed back in 2007 when the recession came. All right. And a lot of people was just like, hey, you know what? I'm not doing nothing right now. I'm just standing back. They feel like they either have their position already built, they have a position to build, and they're like, you know what, I'm just waiting it out. I'm okay with what I have and just waiting it out. I'm not selling it. I'm not buying more. I'm just waiting it out. So I can understand that. So any final thoughts on that, JT, before we go on?
The question was framed.
Are you guys buying or selling right now?
I'm buying.
Okay.
I'm buying silver still, and I'm buying gold. Not what I agreed to in beginning of the year of buying quarters. I'm buying what I can get at a great price. And that's how I'm just doing it as I can. If I find a great deal, I buy. Silver, I'm kind of buying some things that I like because I'm not buying the tubes like I planned earlier in the year as well. Based off price, I'm just stacking, trying to build my daughter's stack at the same time. So, but I'm still being cost effective.
Okay. Now, Ready Okay, he says, I'm investing in other things to secure things for daily, like food, water, medical supplies, and etc. See, and that's the thing too. I told I like to say this. I got a medical first aid kit box, and every time when I go, like when I was working, I used to go to different offices, and I'll go in there. I'll take band-aids. Like I'll just take like one band-aid, two band-aids, or some aspirins, or some pain relievers that they normally have, and some alcoholic wipes. I'll take them and I'll just bring them home and I'll put them in my medical box. So that's how I always used to stock them up. So I was always stacking up on medical supplies, and I have a closet full of water bottles and you know, canned food. And this was around the time when China shut down first, before the US shut down. I was like, hey, this is look at how fast the numbers grew in China. And right now, we have this much cases. But at one point in time, China had that much cases. So just in case, I told my wife, hey, let's go to the store and let's get some canned food.
Yeah.
So we have like a whole basket full of just tuna fish, all stuff that can last a long time. So we always have a whole bunch of those. Because even right now, there was a scarcity within this week, like meat may be shutting down.
Yeah. I just thought my wife went to the market this morning, but I gave her the article that Tyson's Food made that report that, you know, that it will be slowing production down of meat. I get this daily email called the Morning Brew, and that was informed. So I said that to my wife, and I was glad 2 weeks prior we already stacked out chicken, put in freezer bags to put inside the freezer, our other meats. So she went to the market this morning. They only had one pack of meat. The rest was ground turkey. So the process is starting already. I stacked my car just for the same reason, by putting all of masks, gloves, even down to the Band-Aids and other things inside containers in my car, along with I just bought me 2 new ventilators. So certain things that I need that may be shortage in a couple of months from now, you want to take advantage and get while you can. The meat situation would be different. My wife even suggested that we may have to just go ahead and be vegetarians, just because you have to change the times. But thank goodness, I'm kind of paranoid like that, and stacked up 2 months ago with a lot of things that I can't even close my freezer. I'm going to give me a deep freezer probably next week to keep things going. But the most important thing is have this conversation with your family members. Number one. Number two, get what you can when you can.
And it's crazy because I always tell my wife, hey, buy some water. Like, you're going to the market, so all right, buy a case of water. She's like, we have enough water. Why? I'm like, don't worry about it. Just buy the water. And I had a deep freezer a while back, 2 years ago. And she was like, why do you need a deep freezer for? Oh, so we can put meat in. She was like, no, but we have a freezer. I'm like, don't worry. I got it. Don't worry about it. And now she's like, are you psychic? Like, did you know this? She was telling me this like 2 nights ago. I feel like you're psychic. I'm like, why? Because everything you say happens. I'm like, I don't want that to be. I didn't want it to be like this, but I'm just saying, hey, there's a possibility of stuff. I like to think outside the box. I don't like to think I like to think out the norm.
Right.
So whatever can happen is like Murphy's Law. Whatever, I may butcher it, but whatever is possibly, whatever can possibly happen will.
We'll put it in the description later.
Yeah. So we have Budget Boogie and Stack. He says, I'm shifting my focus to gold right now.
Yeah.
And that's something I even thought about as well. The only thing that's making me like not fully jump diving in is because the silver to gold ratio and where is that right now and the price. If gold were to just pop back down to like 1400, then yeah, I like gold all day, 1 ounce of gold all day, every day. But as of right now, I'm just being cautious. I'm just like slow and steady to do this. And I pretty much talked about that in the planning session for what we did. And if you guys want to see that planning session, it comes with a membership. You guys know, just join the membership. One of the membership, I think, is the second tier, baby, Teen Urban. And you guys have all access to all videos, early access to videos that hasn't been posted yet, and rough cuts and bloopers as well. But on that video, the planning session for Silver Talk, we went into deep details on some of our thoughts on here, some of the stuff that we probably skipped through here today. So definitely, if you guys want to see that, is there for your option as well. All right. But JT, you want to go into the cons before we go into the topic section?
Great point that T. Hagen start up. T. Hagen said, I think it is important to be consistent with your preparation. Buy what you can budget for. It's just like conditioning. If you can't run, then walk, etc. Great point. Great point. Also,
point.
Timothy Mack stated, for the past 10 years, the only reason stock raised is because of stock buybacks. 50% of the stock market raised. Still have a long way to go with high PE ratios. Excellent point. And that's why I said we have to be real wary. We have to understand the health of the company, research that company, because a lot of people are hiding behind the resources they receive from the federal government, and they may be hiding the fact that their company is failing. So pay attention to the big names that are falling right now. I know that people believe that travel agencies, travel destinations are doing well, but think about it. Where you go to that place, how's that economy where you're going? It's going to be jobs. It's going to be safe. So all these places, things have to be considered before we put our dollars in something that will sink further and further. So we got to be careful.
No, of course, of course.
We got CCT. If you have space to store something consumable and then item doesn't degrade, then stack it. It goes up in price every year anyway. We got to think about inflation. What we don't buy now, when times are easy, will go up. Bread is going up, milk will go up, eggs will go up. Stack when you can, So if you have extra money, buy it, because I'd rather you have it now than need it later.
100%. 100%.
Freedom Stacker, hatching chickens, saving eggs for around 3 years this year. I have protein, meat, and eggs. So he said he has stacking for 2 years. Another stack. It's pretty awesome.
Nice. Okay. So let's go into the topics, JT. Awesome. The first one is, what will happen if the silver prices go up? Now, when I say go up, I mean like we've seen a pullback in silver. We've seen silver price go as low as $11 within the past couple of months. Now, what would happen if silver prices, when I say go up, I don't mean like $20. I'm talking about like $40 to $50. Let's say it goes back to its all-time highs or even surpasses all-time highs in 2011. What would happen? One of the things I believe would happen is the same way companies, when we try to buy it and they hacked up the silver prices, the premiums, I believe they'll try to undercut. Like let's say, hey, silver price is at $50. And I try to go sell some silver, they'll probably give me $30 to $40 for it. That's just my opinion. I'm not saying that to be true. I'm just saying that. What's your thoughts on that, JT?
Ask the question again.
What would happen if silver prices go up? Will the companies bring up the prices of silver?
Well, the prices, I believe so, because premiums do a whole different things that we don't look at. So we look at spot and we think that spot is what we can get it for. And I just think that that's just unreachable. But premiums, it's going to go up based off what that seller needs to maintain his business. So I think that when we ask the question, like, about that, it's going to go up. We forget, we get confused over which one is like like cheaper? Should we go for silver? Go for what you call it, rounds? You know, generic silver, or should we go for a government issue? Go for what you can get a better deal when you sell back. And I mean, we had a conversation last week, and you said, you know, we got to look at the whole picture of the sale. Number one, so when we buy something, we got to make sure it maintains its value, and when it's time to sell back, if we got to sell it back, that we get a fair price. When we buying, we got to realize we may not can get nothing from the spot. We may have to get it for that extra $8 because that's what they selling it for. We may not can find it any cheaper. So do we stop buying altogether? No, we buy what we can buy, you know. So, and hopefully that sale goes on, that it drops down lower, and then that premium is something we can manage. But it's no way to escape that premium, not in my experience.
Gotcha. Now, something else that I believe would happen is a lot more people are going to be buying. Back in 2007, when the prices went down, my coin shop says, "Hey, I couldn't keep silver on the shelf." So there's a lot more people that's going to be flooding, especially depending on where the economy is. Like even right now, I go to my silver coin shop. It's like 10% of what that shop normally was. Like a lot of people, especially the fact that a lot of other coin shops closed down. He can't keep silver on there. So he always texts me, "Hey, I just got some new shipment. Hey, somebody just sold me this. Hey, so and so." So he's always letting me know how much it's going for. So I do believe a lot more people would buy in because it's the fear of missing out. All right. We always say, "Hey, buy low and sell high." But when people see the prices go to 20, 30, 40, a lot more people is going to be like, "Oh, snap, it could go to 100. So let me buy," especially with the mainstream attention that it would get around that time. You hear everyone on the news, "Oh man, we're buying this and that is going on. Silver's going up. Gold is at 2,000. All this," and that's just going to create a frenzy. It's being promoted. A lot of people's like, "Oh, snap. All right. Hey, let me start buying this. Let me start buying that. Let me start buying this." Because even when you look at Bitcoin was around for over 20 years, maybe a little bit shorter than 20 years. And if you look at the prices, not that much people was buying it. And the Bitcoin popularity came in once it started being publicized that, hey, Bitcoin is going this, Bitcoin is doing that, Bitcoin is doing this. And a lot more people start flooding into that market just so they can get a piece of that. People putting mortgages on their house just to get Bitcoin. All right. And I do believe that would happen. And the reason I say companies will undercut what we have is because, hey, back in 2011, when silver took this hike up, a lot of people was like, "Hey," the model that they had was, "Hey, we buy gold, we buy silver, come sell us your gold." The model that they had was, if gold was at $2,000, they were buying that ounce at 1,000, 1,400, taking advantage of people not really knowing about the precious metal. Because let's be honest, in this community, we know about it. We know what spot is. We know all the terms that and lingos that goes with gold and silver. But a lot of people don't know about it. And I sold gold, my gold chain, gold rings around that time. And I looking at it now, I'm like, man, I really got ripped off. But back then, I didn't know that. I was like, oh man, I made out with some money. I made out with some money. But looking at it now, I'm like, nah, I got ripped off. So their business model back then was, hey, they can buy it. Let's say it was at 2,000. They'll buy it at $1,400, $1,500, and then they'll go ahead and sell it at $1,800 and making a $300 profit on it. And the people who's buying it, like, okay, cool, is that $2,000? All right, no problem, I'll take it. You know, it's at 2,000, and they sell it at a premium. All right, so I do believe that would happen. All right, and the third thing, I think some people will sell up to 25% of their stack. All right, some people will sell up to 25% of their stack. You're gonna have a lot of people that's like, "Oh, snap!" All right, and I'm talking about like the community, and the community doesn't outweigh the other people that's just gonna be buying gold and silver, and they have no idea. There's people that's going to buy gold and silver on the news. Like we're a small community. I say less than 3% of the world that actually stacks. So that's the community I'm talking about. Those people, I believe they'll try to sell, if not all, in between 25 to 100% of their stack, just to get the profit from that. If the prices of silver were just to go up. What's your thoughts?
I think people take advantage of that as well. It's 25% of the stacks, like the whole entire stack. People have been waiting for that. So yeah, I think people will definitely take advantage of that profit, to skim some from the top.
Yeah, 100%. And the thing you have to understand is, what mind frame should we be in? You have to understand it's your situation. My mind frame is, hey, I'm not selling it unless I get something out of it.
True.
I'm not selling it just to get fiat back for it. It doesn't make
Yeah.
sense to do that. Now, if let's say with 50% of my stack, I can go ahead and take cash it out and then go buy an investment property that's going to keep on giving me money in return and all day. Yeah, I'll definitely do that.
Yeah.
You know, but just for me to be like, hey, look, I got this much in silver. I made this much money, and just to have the money just sitting around being eaten up by inflation, I don't think that's a smart idea.
Yeah, I mean, you make a point. The 25% of your stack you may sell to get that extra boost from silver when it hits $50. I understand that, but I do agree with what's happening being said in the chat. We're not looking at silver or gold to be an investment that we're going to receive profits from, like dividends, what an investment it really is.
Exactly.
But the selling off of a percentage of our stack to take advantage of that spike is something totally different. So I'm not relying on my stack to be that profit. And I have been corrected over the time of learning more about this to realize that, hey, it's not an investment, but it did spike in price. There's nothing wrong with receiving some of that spike and all that profit that I gained from selling it. So, as long as we understand that.
100%. As long as you understand your situation, as long as you're aware of what's going on, and you're not just saying, hey, you know what, I'm trading it just to have fiat.
Right.
And some people may just be like, oh yeah, remember last time it went up to $40, $50. Within 2 weeks, it went right back down and dropped down in prices.
1 week.
Yeah, one week.
Gotta be fast.
JT studied that, man.
Gotta be fast. Hope the doors open when it's time.
But at the same time, too, let's examine that week. It was a price from 20 to 30 to 40 to 50. What's the mind frame of somebody around that time? They're like, oh, snap, it's just going up that quick. It's at $50, man. It can go to 60. It can go to 70. It can go to 80. So they'll see a pull down and be like, all right, it dropped down back to 40. Let's just hold on. It'll go back up. So that's the mind frame. So you have to understand, hey, nothing is absolute, especially when it comes to silver. Nothing is absolute. Around that time, you can be like, hey, this and that. And then a lot of people, they're here buying it at 50. They're here buying it at 30. And a lot of people who took heed of well-known people or people in the industry who listen to them like, oh yeah, silver's going to go to 100. Silver's going to go to 200 and believed it wholeheartedly and said, all right, cool. But they lost a lot of money, which left a bad taste in their mouth.
Right.
So you got to be like, hey, listen, you can't blame nobody at the end of the day, but the person that made the decision.
Right.
Okay. That's why I always say, hey, listen, I'm not a financial advisor. Hey, I can say silver's going to go to $100, but hey, it end up going to $1. I'm not the one. You can't read. No one is a psychic. No one is a psychic. But one thing I do know for a fact is the longer you hold it, you win long term.
Right.
All right. And if you stick to the core principles, buy low, buy to what you perceive to be low. If you see there's a run on silver, it's not the time like, oh, you know what? Gosh, man, silver's up at $50 right now, and I believe it's going to go to $100. In your mind, you just created a whole new low for silver in your mind. Well, as soon as you said that in your mind, what your mind really heard is, all right, $100, $50. That is low. $50 is low. Let's buy it right now.
Right.
Not really looking at the history and be like, hey, you know what? Silver's at $12. All right. Hey, listen, you know what? I ran out. I was too late on that. I was way too late on that. Like when Tesla came out, I didn't go ahead and buy Tesla when it went to 300. I was like, oh, snap, I missed out. All right. It's too late. It's too late. Now, when it went back down, when it pulled back down, I was like, hey, you know what? Let me go ahead and buy some. Let me go ahead and buy some. And then it went up and I was like, hey,
think about this, even with Tesla. And those who know a little bit more about this, please correct me in the comments. Tesla is really it's a good company when it comes down to looking at building something great for the economy, right? But it's not really a great business model. It makes no money. It makes no money. A lot of the funding from Tesla comes from federal government loans, and because it helps with the economy. So a lot of money is being pumped to build this beautiful car, this beautiful company with a purpose, but it built no so when you saw the drops in the raises, it's all because of funding, I believe. Now, if I'm wrong, somebody put that in the chat to correct me. I'll go back to resource.
They don't have to put it in the chat. I'll tell you, you're wrong on that one. I ain't gonna explain it, but you're definitely wrong on that one.
We'll talk about
it's a
that.
Revolutionary company. It's a revolutionary
company.
We're talking about what Apple did to the cell phone industry. Like it knocked a whole bunch of other people out the industry, like Motorola, Razors. I remember the Razor was the thing. It knocked a whole bunch of. It took about 50 items that we use, 50 technologies that we use, and put it into one item. We talk about it discontinued the Walkman. We talk about it discontinued the MP3 players. So I see Tesla in that same light. Tesla in that same light. We're talking about they're creating a semi truck that's a better investment for companies to buy. That's in the trucking company. That's a better investment for the companies to buy.
True.
And they actually save more money buying the Tesla semi truck. We're talking about all the stuff, gas. We're talking about a lot of companies. That's the last thing I'm gonna say about that. Matter of fact, we're just gonna slack.
I understand.
This is not Tesla Tech Talk.
I understand that's your company, and I may have touched a Tesla nerve by saying that. But just what you just stated, you got to walk off the screen, ladies and gentlemen. Come back, Eli. Am I finished?
I'm here.
Okay, so that's the point I was trying to make. We talk about stocks. We know that was a heavily funded company when it came down with the ideas and what they working towards. So, but it's not a company that produce a lot for their investors.
I beg to differ, but yeah, that's a whole nother side topic.
That's going to be a conversation for the next Silver Talk. but it's definitely a good just a good conversation because I'm just basically now trying to put the things together. How things kind of work out. And Timothy Mack says, Eli, the average loss for Tesla is around $600 million per quarter for the past 10 years. This is a debt hole. And this is what I was trying to state.
Okay.
And the best thing that Tesla invented was the solar tiles for your roof. And these are things that is the articles are bringing out. Not saying it's not a great company for the future, because it definitely has some things, and I think will accomplish. It will accomplish.
Okay.
But one of the things we have to look at when we invest our money is really one of those companies that's kind of looks good.
Okay.
Looks good. So and the same thing is said about Amazon. You're absolutely correct. Ruben Rosal says, "Preach, JT." I've been touched by the articles. Pause.
Awesome. Now, Jason, let's go into the comments. We've been on for a little bit over an hour. Let's go to over the comments for like a good 3 minutes.
Yes. Okay.
Hey, JT, I'm sorry because I got some. I hear my son crying. So if you could take me off real quick, and I'll be back, and then you just go ahead with the comments. Okay.
Okay. Cool. All right, guys. Thank you so much for coming up. We're going to 1 hour and 13 minutes in the show, and this is comment time. We're going to grab some comments from the chat, and let me see what here. Make sure, guys, should be right here. Where he said, let's go back to this one here. Not this one. Sorry. The same was said about Amazon. And I want to go back to stacking and packing. You're absolutely correct. It's not making a lot of money, but it's producing a lot of money yearly. It's creating, but not a lot paying off to their investors. But as we see, even I think, if I'm not mistaken, there was an article came out last week that said that Jeff Bezos made a point to say, hey guys, all investors, let's not look for profits right now. Let's forget about the money. We're going to worry about putting back into this company so we can basically buy. So I think Amazon is putting themselves in a position to buy more from companies, buy other companies, failing companies that may not make it out of this situation that we're going through right now. So Amazon made after 3 to 5 years, though. Okay, good point. Amazon made money after 3 to 5 years, but made money, um, and that is a good point. Something I got to look into, um, definitely more in detail. So I got a comment about that, but thank you for that. Um, Stacking and packing. Tesla is a disruptive company. What they're doing is completely warfare and beyond the losses of now. Okay. All right. You can go ahead and go a little deeper into that comment. Leave it in the comments. I can explain a little bit more. I wanted to come up here because I thought that was um, pretty good, but I think it's too far away. Yeah, so far up. I can't. I missed a great point that one of the subscribers met. Oh man, I can't find it no more. Okay, let me see here. AG and AU Hoarder says, I don't know. I'm with Eli. I think Tesla will be the next Raytheon or the North Grooming. Oh, you're right. Okay. They work and getting funding with the government. Musk is definitely a smart dude. I buy. He's definitely a smart guy. We cannot deny that fact. He is
Thank you.
he is,
Thank you.
he is definitely a
Thank
smart
you.
guy. And that's what I believe that they're investing in. They're investing in this guy's ideas. Remember, this guy also changed with his partner, changed how we dealt with currency, in creating PayPal. He also dived into, doing a lot of things that help with our solar panels, how we deal with energy, how we dealing with how we make cars. Not definitely taking that genius away from that guy. We are also looking at things in space. These guys, he's a forward thinking. He's also a person that they call kind of erratic because his thoughts are kind of different from any other person you talk to. It's not that controllable. So there's a lot of things that maybe deal with the person, but he has some great ideas. And I'm just speaking of how companies look great on paper, but they may not be the best to put your money into just yet. And that's the point I'm making. But I do agree with everything you say, AU Hoarder.
All right. So let's go, JT, to the second topic.
And Stacking and Packing says Amazon took 14 years before it made money, not 4 and 5. Okay, knew that was the point. Thank you so much, guys, for the comments. And once again, we have some of the best comments on YouTube. And thanks, guys, for contributing to that.
Awesome. All right. So right now, this is what we was talking about. I know what Budget Bullion, he was like, he's shifting his focus on gold. And that's the second topic. What's a better buy right now? Is it gold or is it silver? And one of the first things I would like to bring up is silver's lagging behind gold. Silver's lagging behind gold. A lot of people, especially silver stackers, are like, hey, you know what? Silver's lagging and is expected to reach up with gold at some point. We haven't seen that yet, but definitely I do see that silver's lagging behind gold because we've seen gold go from 1100 to 1200 to 1300 to 1500 and to its highs of $1,800 as far as gold. But silver, we've seen silver go from 18 to 17 to 16 all the way down to 11 and just recently got back up to 15 to 16. So as far as what's a better buy, we have to look at certain aspects such as like that. Silver's lagging behind gold. All right. And the second thing is anybody can always buy silver, but not everybody can afford gold. All right. Whether you're talking about fractional, even fractional at the fractional level, even fractional is a bit hefty for certain people, especially at these times. You're talking about for 1/10 of an ounce, we're talking about over $300. Correct me if I'm wrong, JT, but over like
$200.
All right. So $200. $200 is lots of people right now, currently. So to buy 1/10 of an ounce of gold, it is definitely hard to afford for certain types of people. Okay. And the silver to gold ratio, I believe, is just a little bit too high. It's just a little bit too high. And I still believe in silver being more used as a commodity as far as being in cell phone, solar panels, cars, anything electronic, I still believe that silver has its use being in commodity, and that can be a reason because if it's being used in so much cell phone computers, iPads, lights, cameras, cars, maybe. And it's just my opinion. It's just my opinion. I'm not saying this is fact or anything. It's just in my opinion, the fact that it's being used in that aspect that much and being so much of it being used, maybe the price can be manipulated or being manipulated right now just to keep it cheaper because if the price of silver goes up, the price of an iPhone goes up, the price of a camera goes up, the price of a car would go up because the amount of silver they would have to use within it. What's your thoughts?
I mean, wow. This will be we kind of talk throughout the show on what we prefer, what we still want to put in our stack. I mean, it's one of those epic battles that we can look at, right? Silver or gold, which one is a better buy? Well, what can you afford? You know, you want to go with what you can afford, number one, right? If I can afford silver, then silver's a better buy. If I can afford gold, I'll go with gold. For my stack, I want a combination of both, no matter what the denomination. I'll worry about the premiums later. Some points that I wanted to bring off based off that, which is a better buy. Number one, are we getting it confused with which one is a cheaper buy? Okay, we know that silver is a cheaper buy. More people can afford it. It's one of the points that you brought out is that you can buy a $24 coin rather than buying in a 1 ounce form than buying $1,800 coin at a 1 ounce of gold. You know, so we look at that and we say, hey, silver is cheaper. It's the better buy based off that price, right? Number two, which one will we lose the most if we lose half its value because of a crash? $8 compared to $800. So we look at the value of that premium or that loss of monies, and that can be a deterrent for us to get something that holds more value, such as gold. So we look at, hey, we may lose half of our silver, but it's only $8. It's less of a blow, but we still lost 50%. So which one will we lose the most money if we lose half of its value because of a crash? That's kind of, I think, deter people more and make people go run towards silver the most.
Well, even with that, sorry about that, JT, but even with that, if you can't look at it as an ounce of silver versus an ounce of gold. You have to look at it as $1,800 worth of gold at $1,800 worth of silver.
I'm looking at loss.
If you look at, I know, but if silver took the $8 loss and you had, let's say the silver to gold ratio is 25 to 1. If you have, I'm sorry, let's say 100 to 100 of silver to 1 ounce of gold, you have to calculate it with that 100 ounce of silver. So if you had 100 ounces of silver and you had 1 ounce of gold, that equals up to the same. So you're talking about $800 worth of gold that loses $800 versus the $8 of silver. You're losing $8 for every ounce of silver that equals up to that gold. So like right now, if silver loses $2, I'll take more of a hit than I would with gold taking a $50 hit because I only have 4 ounces of gold, so that's $400. That's a $200 hit when it comes to the amount of gold I have, but I have over 600 ounces of silver. Taking $8 loss, I would take more of a hit when it comes to silver because I have more silver than I do with gold. So you have to look at it with an ounce. If it loses $8, 1 ounce, that's $1,800 for two. I'm sorry, that's $18 for $16 for 2 ounces of silver. Now, if you own 100 ounces, you just lost $8 for every ounce that you have in silver. Right. So you have to look at it not just one. You can't compare 1 ounce of silver to
I can compare it to 1 ounce of 1 ounce because who says I have 100 ounces of silver?
No,
you're looking at it in a sense of looking at numbers of what you may have. We're comparing what's the better buy, and I'm looking at what's the better value. So it can be to something to say, okay, I got this and I got 100, and I got 100 ounces, so I lost $8. That's $800 compared to the 1 ounce of gold I may have. I'm just going by that's a deterrent for most who don't want to go towards gold because it's a bigger chunk of money being lost if 50% was to crash. That's the point I'm trying to bring. Not about if I had 100 here and one here. I'm just going by straight buy. So we look at, silver has more room to grow. Is a more attractive than just having the yellow metal in our stack. So we're still looking at, because silver is at a certain point. We have it enough room to hit that spike to grow to $50 to $100 an ounce, based on, and also remembering that precious metals is a insurance for our currency. So I'm just looking at, these are some of the reasons that people may say, hey, gold is out the window. But we have to, I say that I would rather buy gold, because I know the history has shown it is a better insurance for our currency, and it's a great store of our money, and it's proven this over a test of time. It's just that it's unattractive for those who may not have the money to buy a large sum of it.
That makes sense. It's just the way I like to look at it. If I'm comparing, it's hard to compare 1 ounce of silver to 1 ounce of gold, because at the end of the day, the percentage is the same. You lost 50%. You know, that's like saying, all right, hey, I lost 50% of my wealth, and Bill Gates lost 50% of his wealth. Well, Bill Gates still have millions of dollars, and I only have like 30,000. So he's still he's still way ahead of me. Now, if you take, let's say, 100 of me that has that, and we all lost 50%, then we can compare that to Bill Gates, because now it's at a certain level. Even though 100% of me is not going to even compare to what Bill Gates have. Just as an example, I'm just saying it's hard to compare like 1 ounce of silver to 1 ounce of gold when it comes to dollar value. The only way I can compare them is only through percentage. Like, all right, hey, you lose 50% of your money, and you lose 50% of your money regardless on how much denomination of money you would have.
Did we not believe it would gain value because of inflation?
No, we're not talking about that. We're not talking. I'm just talking about as far as comparing the two.
If you talk about 50% being lost, what are we talking about? It being lost because of what?
Of whatever happened within the economy. That's
right. So if it's a good store of wealth, so when based off inflation, then it raises. It goes back to value.
Of course. So as far as what do I think is a better buy at times like this right now, especially with the premiums, I really can't answer that. I really can't answer that, because I would like to add more position and go. And this is just in my opinion. I would like to add more position in my gold position right now, and I would also like to add position in gold. It's just the prices are too crazy right now. Like we was talking about when we was planning the session. I'm so used to paying not paying less than not paying over $5 as far as silver. I'm so used to that when I found a good deal within silver, it went out. I didn't accept it. And of course, yeah, JT, you told me so. You told me so. You don't have to go into that. You did tell me so, but at the same time, it was,
Hold up. Do it again. Say it again.
At the same time, JT, you never told me nothing about it, so it was a decision made by myself.
The light bulb went off. So I'm just kidding.
You don't need the light bulb, man. Trust me. You don't need the light bulb. You got the shine. You got enough shine. We didn't even see the light bulb. The light bulb was too was
behind the white.
Exactly.
This is the message that I wanted, the comment I wanted to bring in light last time. And Timothy Mack said it again. I expect silver to hold above $100 because the banking system is worse than it was in 2008. And we doubled to tripled our debt loads. This is totally different. And I think you stressed this earlier on in the stream that, this is totally different, than what we experienced in the past. So what we studied in the past is going to be a different vibration. This right here is something that $50 is something in the past. So it can be held at $100. It can because we know that the hidden tax inflation is right there, and it's going to have everything that costs more. So it could raise, but I would like to understand why.
Okay.
And look at the research as this happens so we can better explain it.
Makes sense. But that's pretty much for that topic, JT. You want to go over the comments, see what the people are saying?
Well, Spectacular definitely said that we need to have more physical stimulation when it comes down to our show. Pause. So this is what he stated. I said, I need you guys to bring some gold and silver on the show when you're talking about it. I need visual stimulation. No offense, you guys are visually stimulating, but I need silver and gold.
Gotcha.
So
hey, here we go. Here's a whole box of silver. I don't know about gold. I'll let JT handle that. I ain't
I left my gold chain and my gold dollar that's on the chain upstairs. But we do have some Silver Talk bars, 3.5 ounces. He has a beautiful silver a JT corn ring, which is silver. So if you like this beautiful bar, we are doing an awesome deal on it. We also have the Silver Talk rounds. And any gold I don't have around me right now, but next show we'll make sure we adorn ourselves with gold just for your viewing pleasure.
Gotcha.
Thank you so much for coming.
Take a listen to this. Take a listen to this.
I will not drop the bar, but this is the Silver Talk bar. You gotta agree, this is a beautiful or a handsome bar. He said, I need some Mr. T style necklaces up in this piece. Well, my income do not allow me to have anything like Mr. T had back in the day. Believe me, I pity the fool who walks in.
You can do it with all silver, man. Get a whole bunch of silver chains. You got it.
Well, I got silver, but Mr. T had that gold. You may see me with a rash around my neck if I go. I'll go to Foreman Mills and buy all the gold tone jewelry.
Here's what we do. We get some copper jewelry and we just put them, blast it all. What do you think about that, JT? Your neck may be black afterwards.
Yes,
but I think it will be good.
Let's do like this. Let's do the whole stream in black and white. You won't see the ring around my neck if that happens.
Oh man. Any more comments before we go into the last topic?
Let me see. Said Budget Bullion Stacker says Mr. T was all buff just from carrying around all that gold weight. You absolutely. You know what I'm saying? And we got this compliment from Spectacular, the Super Spectacular. You guys are great. Thank you so much, Spectacular, man. Thank you so much for coming in the stream. Appreciate it.
And at the same time, if you guys not subscribed to Spectacular, he has some amazing videos. I've learned so much from him. So definitely make sure you subscribe to Spectacular.
This going to the files. Am I the only one who was a little concerned that Spectacular wants you to visually stimulate him? But you gotta love the stream. Gotta love our subscribers.
Oh man. All right. So JT, let's go into our third topic here.
Okay.
Will the price of gold fall when the virus is over? And this comes from a comment. Carrie Berry 1249 Sal dot. He says, when this novel virus thing is over, gold will no longer be a safe haven for some people and to store their money. What's your thoughts on that, JT?
The question again?
It's not a question. It's just his statement. His comment. When the novel virus thing is over, gold will no longer be a safe haven for some people to store their money.
Oh, I don't agree with that. I think that gold will be a safe haven for a lot of time to come because it has a perceived value. And this economy, this government, other countries have not said that gold is worthless. As you see, that other countries still store it as a good protection against that for the economy. So I think that gold will still be a safe haven. It hasn't proven that it's not, even through this time.
Because if you look at the long test of time, all I've been seeing in the chart is the prices going up. And one thing we always have to understand is inflation is still going to happen, right now maybe at a rapid rate, especially with all the money's being printed out. But inflation is still going to happen. At one point, gold was $35. Was $35 an ounce, right? We took it off the golden standard, and then we seen that it disconnected itself from the dollar.
Yeah.
We've seen that gold disconnected itself. So I will always believe it'll be a safe haven. But as far as like at the current times, a lot of people are looking up to gold right now. If you're talking about the people who knows the true value of gold, who understands the true value of gold, and I'm not talking about people who's just like, oh yeah, I want jewelry. We're talking about people who understand like the community, people understand the spot price and knows all the terms and lingos for gold and understand the gold market. I believe they will always be into gold. Whether if they sell it, they're going to always, if gold prices dip, they're always going to be buying. Now, as far as that, maybe the interest may not be as it is now, because a lot of people who probably don't know about it just go on it because it's being publicized through the mainstream. A lot of people's like, oh, gold was at 1,100 last year, and then now it's over 1,500, and they believe it's gonna go even higher. And then once everything goes back to normal, if we ever see it go back to normal when this whole virus thing is over, I do believe that there is a group of people that's like, all right, listen, I bought gold, I made some money. All right, let me take that money off and let's go back into the stock market so we can take, because the stock market is down. Let's just take that and go ahead and get some gains on that. So I do believe there are going to be some people that do view it that way.
Good point.
But at the same time, there's going to be some people that don't view it. We're always going to see it as a safe haven, regardless of what's going on, due to the fact that inflation's always happening, and we see all that always coming on. I don't see inflation stopping anytime soon, especially with what's going on right now. I believe it's going to happen at an even rapid rate. Okay. So what's your thoughts?
Number one, I believe that gold is a safe haven. And as it said in this not Michael M, one of the comments was, DB Stupid said safe haven is a timeless concept. So we look at it like, it is definitely a timeless concept. We just look at that it is a safe haven when it comes down to protection of your wealth. I agree with your point to state that once things get to a normal state, where we can say what normal is again, right? To the point that we can start investing inside the stock market to receive the gains from there. People will take their money from that store of wealth in gold by selling some off and putting their money into something that would increase by profit anywhere from 6 to 24%, annually. Correct. So I think that is true, but I do not think that the luster of gold will diminish. Just putting money into it, because the protection, it did what it's supposed to do, protect the money in a time of chaos, to do the things we need to do to gain money in a time of things looking fruitful.
No, of course. And when you're looking at it, I think we're trying to put it in an aspect of, hey, gold is like, a lot of people may look at it, all right, hey, gold is the only way to do this, and stock is not that good of a way to do that. I think we have to put it, when we say diversify, you want to diversify your portfolio. That's what it is. It's diversify. You shouldn't. For me personally, I don't see gold being in the same light as stocks. I don't see stocks being in the same light as real estate. All of that have its own personal factors. All of that has its own reasoning behind it. All right. So as far as an example, I can't say, hey, listen, I'm just going to exercise every day, all day, for me to get in shape and have the body that I want. I can't just say that. I can't just say, hey, you know what? I'm just going to eat less. I'm just going to watch what I eat for me to get in shape, because I can't say that. It has to be a perfect blend. All right. Hey, I'm going to eat right, and I'm going to exercise and combine the two for me to get what I want. So if it comes to wealth, I don't say, hey, man, listen, I'm just going to invest in the stock market for me to get what I want in life. Or, hey, you know what? I'm just going to invest in gold and silver, or just buy gold and silver just to get what I want. You feel me? Just like how working out and eating right, two different concepts, but put together, it gives you a dynamic to what you're trying to accomplish. So I see it when it comes to wealth. I see it, hey, you know what? You need a work ethic. When it comes to wealth, you need a work ethic, and it's not about working hard. It's about working smart. coupled back with what you're feeding your mind. What books are you reading? What are you understanding? What are you learning? What are you doing your research on? Coupled by the fact that, hey, starting to invest. All right, now you have the investment, and this is how I like to see gold. All right, now that I have all that, what am I doing to protect my wealth? What am I doing to protect my wealth? So that's where the gold and silver aspect comes in. Okay, so I like to see it as, all right, it's a perfect blend based on the times and the economy and what's going on in the current times. So that's how I like to say. I don't like to just say, hey, you know what, the best way to invest is gold and silver. Well, then you're always going to get, well, silver is not an investment, gold is not an investment. It's a way to protect your wealth, right? Then you're gonna be like, all right, hey, I'm just buying a whole bunch of gold and silver. Then you're gonna have the people like, all right, the stock market's gonna crash, the stock market's gonna do this, the stock market's gonna do that. So I believe it's a perfect blend of you doing your research, you doing your study and you're reading, you're learning about whatever you're trying to do. All right, now you go into you take your research and you go into stocks, or you do all that. You look at real estate. You put what you apply what you learn, and you put into whatever field. And hey, what kind of insurance do you have for that? What kind of insurance do you have to protect that? And then that's where the gold and silver aspect comes in. So that's how I like to see it. It's not saying it's a safe haven. And I believe if a lot more people viewed it like that, if a lot more people view gold and silver like that and saying, hey, rip out the 100%, I don't believe gold and silver is an investment. I believe is a way to protect yourself. But in the position I am with, as far as YouTube and the community having a platform, I have to appease all that people who do see it as an investment. I have to understand why they see it that way and talk to those type of audience. I can't just be one side minded. All right, hey, listen, if that is not an investment and do this. Hey, I understand why you believe is an investment. Let me give you the reasons. Let me give you some reasons why it could possibly be an investment. But at the same time, hey, let's look at the safe haven thing. This is where I truly stand and believe. So even with that, me attacking it that way, I'm going to get a lot of people who's like, oh, listen, you don't know what you're talking about. It's not an investment. But yeah, you haven't watched all my videos. So on this video, I talk about how it protects yourself. So you have to have a perfect blend. That's my thoughts on that, JT. You want to add on to it?
Yeah, I'm seeing a great discussion inside our chat. Let's focus on this comment. Let's focus on the next two. Again, gold high was $1,900 10 years ago, and has never recovered. Nobody would buy a stock that had the same performance. This shows gold is not an investment. Same with silver.
100%.
Then let's go to this comment. Understand, I'm not saying you can't make money off of buying and selling gold or silver. Many do that. Okay. And then we're going to go to DB Stupid, making a comment saying, as stacking and packing, it can become an investment when you feel that it has become undervalued. Buffett bought silver when it was undervalued. And then we'll go to this comment here. Buying something at an all-time high, it's not quite the same thing.
Exactly.
Right. So
I do believe so.
And then we'll go here. Yes, true. But also falls under buying and selling, not investing. Investing is supposed to grow over the standard of 10-year time frame. All right. So as we were stating before, and this I highlighted those comments because I love the fact that our chat definitely keeps the things going in the comments that kind of keep people understanding what we were stating or what the point they were trying to get out, because we do understand what an investment is. Dividends, payments, growth over years, and we understand what precious metals are. And me and Eli had this conversation a couple of days this week about people understanding exactly what precious metals is for. Yes, we make money from it if we sell it, if we buy it undervalued, but it's not what an investment is based off the definition of it. But we can make money, and I think that we should give a clapping hand for that, for making money and realizing we put my money into a good thing. But we also understand that investments is investments, and we understand that we should separate it, just like we should separate our cash in the need of an emergency from realizing that our stack is that emergency alone. It should be a separate if you can do it. Emergency cash fund is emergency cash fund. Our stack is supposed to be something else. But if we need to sell it, I'll be a fool to say not to sell it in the case of emergency.
Of course.
Right. So, but I like the comment, and you made some good points, Eli. To make the close, I just wanted to share those things that were happening in our chat.
That makes sense. Makes sense. Yeah. So it all depends on how you view it. Like I have my stack, and the stack that I make money with, or the stack that I use to sell stuff, doesn't even see the stat. That's personally is here with me. Like I just showed you guys some of the silver stuff that I have currently right here, and this is just for stuff that and I have silver shots here, but my personal stack is not even here. It's just
so basically your stack practice social distance.
Exactly. Exactly. It doesn't even see that. That right there is just, hey, listen, that's just to put away.
Okay.
All right. And then I come up with decisions. I'm like, hey, when I'm buying silver, hey, where do I want to put this? Do I want to want money on this, or do I want to stack it? And whenever I stack, that's something totally different. Whatever I like this right here, I'll say this when I bought this was for an investment. This was for me to flip. Okay. So this is the business side. My personal side, my personal stack is not even kept in my house. I put it somewhere safe that and trusted. All right.
And I take care of it, man. I really do. And just in case anybody want to have that, one of these things that he did send to me was the Silver Talk 3.5 ounce bar. It's a handsome bar right there. It's one of the things that you can purchase that belongs to me and Eli, but it'll go well in your house. Eli, you want to talk about what this may come along with, or you want to say that for another time?
Yeah, we'll save that for next week because I want to have visuals for it. We'll save that for next week.
Awesome.
All right. But that's pretty much it for that topic. We're good. But let's go over how you guys can support. You guys can always support the Urban Lifestyle Channel. We take time. This whole planning right here took weeks, and you see we're almost at 2 hours. It took the whole week on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, looking for topics for us to talk about, looking through the comments, looking through last Silver Talk comments. So me and JT, we always like to take inspiration from you guys. So I do want to say thank you guys for all the one that do comment. Even if we may not see it when we watch the show over, we don't really focus on us. We focus on what you guys have been saying, just in case we miss anything, to bring it back up. All right, to bring it around the conversation we talk. So we really do take our time, and we, to bring you guys a great product and great content for you guys every Sunday. So the way you guys can support the channel, keep it going, is making sure you guys hit that thumbs up and subscribe to both Urban Lifestyle and JT Coinering's channel. That really helps out much, and just at that helps support tremendously. Leaving a like on the content that we produce, and leaving comments. Anytime you guys have any comments, we like to take it and then do so much. We like to take it and say, hey, what can we do with that? What can we create a conversation? Can we see the community benefiting from this comment? We like to do that. So you guys show some tremendous support just by leaving a like, leaving a thumbs up, and commenting on the videos. Now, if you guys want to take it to a step further, as far as supporting the Urban Lifestyle and Silver Talk channel, you guys can take advantage of the links we have below. If you guys are into stocks, we have a free stock on Robinhood, which is down in the description below. You guys can take advantage. And one of the most important, if you guys do anything, the books, like some books that we suggest that you guys should read, is all down in the description below. It gives you a list of books that I've read, even some of that books that JT read that helps us tremendously in our success journey. Okay. And we're not saying we're successful. It's just that's what we're striving to be. Okay. And success is a journey. It's not a destination. That's something that I read in the book as well. All right. And also we have this new, for anybody who hasn't been here in the beginning, we also have a new membership thing for the Urban Lifestyle channel. There's there's Baby Urban, Teen Urban, and it's Urban Adult. And you have some early access, exclusive membership, and also how-to videos, like how to, get a infinite white background, certain stuff that my editing skills that I have, and I wanted to share it with you guys. So there's always some exclusive content. I have a whole right now on there. I have about, let's say, 50 hours of exclusive content. We're talking about some content, some music videos way back that's been private on this channel forever. And I'm like, hey, you know what? I want it to be out there. We also have some Eli thoughts. There's going to be so much content on there, some how-to videos for you guys like that want to grow a YouTube channel and how to do certain stuff on YouTube. I'm putting all that on there. So that's membership. JT, you said you would have to go to the community. You have to go on the desktop to see that.
If you have an iPhone,
Gotcha.
you would go to your desktop, and under the subscribe button, you'll see a join button for memberships.
And at the same time, if you go to mine, like next to the community tab, if you go to my channel, and through the top where it shows videos about, if you go next to it, you'll see membership. You can click on there and see what's being offered and go through the list. And it's just extra support. Is me and JT, we work hard, and we just want to see if we get some support to keep the channel going, especially at times like this. All right, it's not something you have to do. It's just I'm just throwing the thought out there. All right. And also, JT, we have about I'll say 3. I'm not too sure on the number, but we have 3 Silver Talk round left, and we have the price up on the Urban Lifestyle website, which is urblifestyle.com. Let me see if I can send this to JT on the private chat, and he puts it on there. Let me see. Paste. And then you pretty much go to Urban Silver on the top. If you're on the phone, you click menu and go to Urban Silver. Or if you're on the desktop screen, like an actual desktop computer, you go to the top, you'll see Urban Silver, and you'll see how much the Urban round is going for. We only have 2 left, and once we run out of those, it's going to automatically take you to the sold out page saying, hey, you can't get it no more. So those are ways you guys can support. Like I said, basic level, all we really want is to subscribe, like, and share. Okay. JT, let's see, what are the chats saying?
We have DB, and he was sharing some more information. I mean, stacking and packing. DB stupid. Who knows on the premiums? I only do private sales right now, and a far few between. The vid on 8 ounce of gold spot a month ago was last purchase. So they talk about gold purchases and stuff like that inside the chat. So as we was talking about sales, good sales. They're talking about basically things that they've dealt with premiums and stuff as well. We did have a comment, and we will go in detail about this next week. Where do we purchase the 3.5 ounce bar? We definitely still putting this together. Like last week, Tuesday, Silver Wheels purchased the 1.8 ounce. It was the replica of this here. This is the 3.5. And we're going to put a sweet deal together with this, but we want to put some visuals together exactly what you'll get with the purchase of this bar. We want to make sure that there's some awesome things that you take from both of our channels. So we'll discuss that in deeper detail next week. A lot also with the t-shirts that are being asked about as well. I have what I need to take care of that, and they will be talked about in upcoming weeks as well, and they'll be on the Urban Lifestyle website, and also on the JT Coin Rings website as well. Once we get that in order, we want to make sure we offer the best quality to our subscribers and supporters.
Gotcha. So I'm here going on. Just give me one moment. Urban Silver. I'm trying to get the link for you guys. The exact link. Copy. All right. For some reason, matter of fact, I think I have access to the chat. Just give me one moment. Let me go over here and see what I can come up with. Go ahead, JT. Go ahead and talk while I'm working on this.
Right there, we have the urbanlifestyle.com website. You can go right to there after the show to go right to the site to see what's being offered. We have our friend Hidden Numismatis. Thank you so much for coming to the screen today. How you guys doing? How you feeling, my friend? Always good to see you. And we'll see else the comments we have here. Anybody who wants to have a comment shared. Oh, this is something that was talked about that I thought was important. Japan. If you looked at a couple of months before any talk of a stimulus in the United States, Japan proposed a close to $1,200 stimulus for their citizens as well. And then, as we see, we follow suit. Japan is still recovering from over 30 years of a downturn. So some of the comments in the chat is discussing that as well. And I think Stack and Packing made a point of Venezuela and other countries that have experienced a downturn. So let me see here. They're going to talk about some other purchases they made, a little bit more personal than what I want to share right now on the screen. Okay, my daughter calling me again. All right, there she go. You on, Eli? You on mute again, my friend?
Yeah.
There you go.
All right. So I want to go to the Urban Lifestyle Bar. I'm about to put it in the comment right now. That's the exact link that actually shows you where you guys can actually purchase it and how much it costs. So I just posted on the link right now if you guys want it. That's the Silver Talk round right there. So I have that on there. Let's see here. Let me go back to the main screen. Give me one moment. All right. All right. Let's see. JT's there? You there? I can't hear you. Did you put yourself on mute? Oh, okay. Cool. So you have the link right here. I have the link right here. I just posted it. So you guys definitely check it out. If you guys want to help support the channel, you guys definitely get it up. I think we only have 3 left, but don't worry. As soon as you click it and we don't have no more, it's just going to take you to the sold out. So if you're able to get it, then that means you have it there. All right. But let's see here. Awesome. I'd like to thank you guys for joining. Make sure you guys hit that thumbs up. It's highly appreciated. Let's see. JT has left the chat. All right. He's back. Awesome.
My apologies, guys. My daughter was calling on her multiple times, which is not allowed me to turn my phone off.
No problem, man. No problem. I was just telling folks how I was planning to fire you.
Oh, okay.
You know, because you left me hanging just there.
Yeah, unfortunately, guys, there's no benefits that's being paid out to this job. So I'll be just searching other channels to be a co-host. So if anyone has any openings for a fumbling, sometimes off-topic co-hosts, here I go. I do prepare gifts. Maybe I'll bring the Silver Surfer with me. I do have blocks to make sure that we're on point. You know, and all I ask you to do is please make sure that you allow people to be subscribed to my channel, help support. Thank you very much.
Well, and also at the same time, guys, if you guys are interested in 3.5 bar and you want to email us personally, you can email us at urbanlifestyle@gmail.com, or urbanlifestyle1989@gmail.com, or jtcornerings@gmail.com to get the info on it. All right. So if you guys want to have early access to understand how to get the 3.5 bars and see what we're doing on that. But that's pretty much all I have, guys. I want to say thank you. We've been on here for 2 hours and I'm tired of standing. JT right there, he's sitting down. He's all like, yeah, man, I can do this all day. My feet is hurting me right now.
Got a nice heater next to me and everything. I've been telling Eli to buy a chair so he can sit down and relax for at least about 20 episodes. But
now I'm hyped, man. I'm too hyped. Hyped, you know.
Yeah. It's all good though.
Awesome. But that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you so much for joining in. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up, hit the subscribe, like, and share the content if you see fit. And I should be posting up all the every bit of video that we got here today. I'm going to cut them up. I should be posting them in throughout the week. But if you guys want to have early access to certain stuff, maybe some funny bloopers and things like that, you guys can also get a membership. At the cheapest membership, at the lowest membership, you guys will also get early access to every video that's posted before it's being posted. All right. That's pretty much it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a beautiful day. And don't forget to always work and grind.
Take care, guys.
All right.
Not yet.